Hi everyone, welcome back to What's on My Plate. So for tonight I'm making a pasta bake. So it's basically pasta with some ham, cheese, all baked in the oven, and it's a one pan meal. It's going to be delicious and you're going to love it. So let's get started. Okay, so we're getting started on our pasta bake. So in this pasta bake, I have cheese, I'm gonna have ham, I'm gonna have vegetables, and of course pasta, and it's gonna be delicious. So I have my cheese shredded already, setting it aside. I have my garlic already chopped, it's 2 cloves, setting it aside. So the other night I had a ham for dinner, and I saved a ham steak. So this was in my refrigerator. Look at this nice piece. Okay, look how good that looks. Okay, so I'm gonna chop this up in cubes. Okay, and then I'm gonna put it in a skillet to crisp it up a little bit. Okay, so this is 1 ham steak. It's probably about 1.5 cups of ham. And you cut it up in any size you want. Okay. Don't want it too thick, but okay, so just like little chunks. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut this whole ham up in little chunks, and I'm gonna add it to my skillet, which is greased, and I'm gonna heat this up so it can brown a little bit. And then I'm going to set this aside. Okay, and this pasta dish is going to be great for just a meal with the family. It's hearty, it's full of all this goodness. The pasta, the ham, the vegetables. You can even have it for a holiday and bring it over as a side dish. It's going to be delicious. Okay, so I'll just finish chopping this up, and then we're going to start sauteing this just to brown it up a little bit. And that'll be the next step. Okay, so in my skillet, I've greased it, and I'm going to start adding my ham. And I'm just going to cook it for a few minutes until it gets brown. Okay, and then I'm going to set this aside. Just a few minutes, that's all it needs. Okay, so now my ham is done. It's nice and crispy, a little bit crispy. Got a lot of color on it. So I'm just going to shut this off and set it aside. Okay, so get a large pot, fill it with water, and you're going to make the pasta that you choose. I'm making cellentani. I like this pasta. When you make a cream sauce, it goes inside the pasta and it's delicious. So I'm using a whole box. And then also see on the bottom there, it says 11 to 12 minutes for al dente. So we're gonna cook it for 10 to 11 minutes. Then we're gonna reserve some of the pasta water, about 1 cup. And then we're gonna drain the pasta and set that aside. So I have my water here getting ready to boil. I'm gonna salt it and cook the pasta according to the directions. But I'm only gonna cook it for 10-11 minutes. And that step is going on now, and then we will work on the next steps. Okay, so the next thing is I got 2 12-ounce bags of broccoli and cauliflower. So I got the steamable bag. So I'm gonna go ahead and put these in the microwave. You don't need the steamable bag. You just need to have 2 pounds of broccoli and cauliflower for this recipe. So you would also have to steam that so it's a little bit cooked through before we put it in our baking dish. First, because if it's fresh broccoli, it doesn't cook and make it tender when it's baked. That's what I feel. And when it's frozen broccoli and cauliflower, you need to get that water out, because if it goes into your pasta dish while it's frozen, then it's going to be a watery mess. So I'm going to cook these in the microwave according to the package direction. I'm going to drain the water that comes out And I'm gonna sprinkle some salt on it, mix it up, and set it aside in my colander so whatever other water needs to come out will. So that is the next step, and then I'll set this aside. Okay, so my pasta water is starting to boil. I salted it, and the pasta, again, this is the pasta I'm using, so I googled how to say the name because I said cellentani, and it's cellentani. So it's cellentani pasta. So I just wanted you to know that. And I'm going to go ahead and add it. Okay, so 10 minutes, let it get back to a little boil. So when my water boils in this pot that I use, it doesn't really like bubble. So that's all I'm going to get from it. So just let it boil 10 minutes, reserve 1 cup of water, and set the pasta aside. Okay, so now I'm opening my steamable bag, and I'm going to dump it in here. And whatever water came out is just going to drain in the sink. So I'm going to add both bags in here. Okay, and just leave it here to drain the rest of the water out. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and sprinkle a little bit of salt on it now, just a pinch of salt, and then just kind of mix it up. We needed to salt our vegetables, so I'm just going to leave it here, let it drain out anything else, and the pasta's almost done. And then I will drain the pasta and we'll put everything together. Okay, so my pasta's done. I reserved 1 cup of the water and I strained it and I just set it aside. Okay, so I got my seasoning ready. So in here I have 1 teaspoon of salt, a 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper, a 1/2 teaspoon of onion powder, and a 1/2 teaspoon of ground mustard, and a 1/2 teaspoon of paprika. So this is the seasoning that's going to go into the sauce. So we're going to start working on the creamy cheese sauce. Okay, so here I have 4 tablespoons of butter. I'm melting. And I need 4 tablespoons of all-purpose flour, which I'm going to add in next. Just need this to melt. Okay. And then I'm going to start adding my flour in. Raise the heat up a little bit. Okay. Should add a little bit of it at a time. I just dumped the whole thing in. Okay. Just going to lower the heat just a little bit. Just cook this for like a minute, and then we're going to start adding our liquids. Okay, so that's good. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to add the 1 cup of pasta water in because the pasta water is hot. Okay, let's break this down. Sorry, I do not have a rubber whisk, so I have to use this one. Okay, so just keep cooking this to get all these little lumps out. Okay, it'll just be a minute and it'll start. The lumps will start coming out. And we need 2 cups of heavy cream, so I'm going to just start adding a little bit of it here too. I used a really large pan. So it's just clumping up here. So just keep mixing it. We need to burn out that flour taste. Okay. Keep working it till the clumps are gone. Okay. Keep adding your cream a little at a time. We have to get these clumps out of here. Clumps or lumps. Okay. Break it up. Okay, at this point, I still have to add the rest of my heavy cream, but I would like to add my garlic in as well at this time, so the flavors can meld in there, get that flavor inside the sauce. Okay, more heavy cream. The lumps will go away, you just got to keep working at them. That's why I like to warm up my milk, and I didn't warm up my milk today. Well, my cream. Okay, just add the rest in. Okay, so just keep mixing it. And then in here I'm adding all of my seasoning. Still trying to get these lumps out, so you just got to keep mixing it as it's heating up. The lumps will break down and it'll be smooth. It's already getting that way. Okay, so just keep mixing. Try not to make too much noise with this metal spatula, because I know someone's going to say I'm hurting their ears. Okay. So just let it keep boiling. A little bit of bubbling here. Okay. My lumps are gone. The only lumps in here are the garlic, and the sauce smells amazing. Okay. So now what we're going to do here is I'm just going to lower the flame a little bit. So you just need this to burn out some of that flour. So you need like a couple minutes on that. And then we're going to go start adding our cheese in here. A little bit at a time. So in here, I'm adding a half a cup of Parmesan, shredded Parmesan. Okay. And then let that start melting away. You mix it. Next thing would be, I have some cheddar. This is 1 cup of mild cheddar. Mix this in. Okay. Just going to lower it to like a medium heat here. And let that cook in there. Look at that. Now it's nice and creamy. See, to keep the lumps from forming, I always warm my milk, and I didn't warm my cream, so I got worried there for a second. But it always works out because you just got to keep cooking it, and then the lumps just go away. So don't fear if that happens. And I do have 1 cup of gouda. So I'm going to add my gouda. So you can use mozzarella and cheddar, or just mozzarella and Parmesan. But I just love the flavors of these cheeses. And also, just so you know, I added the ground mustard. It might seem odd to add the ground mustard, but it's gonna give it such a great like additional flavor. Like you're gonna be like, what is that? And also when you bake like a cream sauce, the mustard actually keeps it from separating. It keeps the milk and the cheese from separating. Just wanted you to know that. So this cream sauce now is done. So here, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna start adding all my stuff in here. I'm gonna do my pasta. Okay. So my pasta's going in. It's nice and al dente. Okay, just get that in. Mix it all up. Okay. I'm going to add my ham. I want everything to be all incorporated. My ham's in there now. Okay, just keep mixing. Look at that. It looks great. Okay. So now after this part, I want to start adding the vegetables, but I don't want to mix it too much because I don't want them just to break up in here. Okay. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and grab my vegetables and I'll add that in next. Look how good that looks. Okay, so now I'm going to start adding my vegetables. Okay. There we go. And then just kind of just blend it in as best as you can. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and put this in a baking dish. And I preheated the oven to 400 degrees. So now that this is all blended up, I'm going to go ahead and add it to my baking dish. And that is the next step. Look at that. It looks so good. I'm so excited for this. I'll just give you a quick close-up. Look how good that looks. All right, so I'll put it in my baking dish right now and get this in the oven. Okay, so in a large baking dish, I have greased it. So I'm going to start getting my mixture in here. It's really heavy. Okay. Try to get it all in there without spilling it. There we go. Okay. So then just push it down. Look how good that looks. That looks so good. All right. So everything is incorporated. This is such a great meal. You have ham, vegetables, pasta, your cheese. Okay. If you wanted more of the sauce, we could have added more liquid, maybe another cup or so of like maybe milk instead of the cream. We don't want that much heavy cream in here. Look how good that looks. It looks great. And so I'm going to cook this for about 20 minutes, 25 minutes. And I'm going to top it with a little paprika for the color. Let me get it. Okay, some paprika on top. All right, in the oven this goes 20-25 minutes. Once it's done, I will remove it and I'll show it to you. So this is my pasta bake, and it's a hearty meal. Okay, it just came out of the oven. Look how good this looks. This smells incredible. And this is just tonight's dinner, which I'm so excited. But this would be great for a holiday side dish. Oh my gosh, look at that. That looks wonderful. I'm so excited to eat this. And this is my pasta bake. And I thank you so much for watching what's on my plate. I'll go ahead and plate it and I will show you. Okay, so here it is. I'm going to scoop some out with my large spoon here on my plate. Look at that. Look at that. That looks so good. Look how good that looks. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and place it down and have some. Okay. Sorry, I had to adjust my camera. So it's like, look, you have a piece of ham. The cauliflower still has a bite. I just tried to pierce through it and it still has that bite. That's delicious. You could taste just like the cauliflower is a cauliflower. It's not like, the sauce is not overbearing. Wow. That is delicious. Here's a close-up. Thank you so much for watching what's on my plate.